Guys, you want to catch more offshore? Dash design makes a huge difference in how you're fishing. Okay, I mean, if you're building a boat, you've got to stick your hand in the pot and get involved with designing the dash exactly the way that you would like it. It's going to make a big, big difference out there on the water, regardless if you're building an awesome sea hunter or I don't care what you're building. Okay, how you interact with this dashboard is going to set the stage for your entire day out there. Now, there's some things that you really have to take into consideration, and I bring all of this up because recently I've spent some time with a couple friends. They're building a couple different sea hunters, different models, and we've been spending a lot of time working on their dash. I've done this many, many times on many boats, and I really wanted to help them and just provide some feedback and some tips that would help them really dial in their system. Okay, so how do you go about doing this, right? How do you design your dash? Well, first of all, you know, and I want to say, it seems like most boat companies, they don't really give you a lot of opportunity to get in there and make small adjustments. You know, certainly some do, the upper echelon, the top end. But there are a lot of factory boats that are just being pumped out the door as fast as possible, where there's no opportunity for owner involvement. You're buying a boat off a lot somewhere. It's already done. It's already designed. You're done. Probably has garments, to be honest with you, because everybody and their mother seems to think that that's the only option. And certainly it's not. And we're not exactly here to talk about electronics, but clearly the Furuno TZT-XL system is going to be in your face, not only all day today, but on every episode of both Florida Sport Fishing TV and Captain Mike's Rigging Station. It's what we choose for good reason, and we are going to talk about it. I mean, it would only be fair, especially this new TZT-XL network with these super processors. You can see I'm able to split screen into 6 different screens. That's like having 6 independent chart plotters on your boat. Times 2, with 2 22-inch screens, I now have 12 chart plotters. Think about the amount of data that I could absorb. I can interact, or I should say customize different transducers, triple beam, single frequency, a multi-frequency transducer, get all of that information back. I can compare and utilize a variety of charts, raster, you know, everything, bathy vision, and see the bottom in 3D like I've never seen it before. And I could do it all from right here at the dock, okay, and manipulate everything and plan my entire day. And again, it's not a promotion for Furuno, but I'm explaining something to you here that you need to understand. The more this technology continues to advance, the more that we're interacting with it, the more that we're using it, right? And the more that we're involved. The days of just turn it on and whatever it's on, you know, set it and forget it, are long gone. If you're doing that with your equipment, you're missing the boat, my friend, because with the Furuno TZT-XL, with this network, I can dial everything in, and I'm constantly tweaking, not because it needs help, but because I now have that ability to use all of these resources, contour shading, choice of charts, again, multiple transducers, split screen in any way that I would like. So of course I'm interacting with my equipment more, and that means how I interact with the equipment becomes even more important than ever before, because it isn't just turn it on and walk away, turn it on or whatever. No, it's being able to effectively operate this incredible high performance center console, this Mercury quad powered Sea Hunter 41 CTS, while managing the entire network and doing it seamlessly, effortlessly, instinctively, and flawlessly. So for me, the 2 screens, of course, my multifunction displays are the heart of the boat. It's where I'm controlling everything, where I'm viewing everything. And you have to take that into consideration too with whatever build you're working on or retrofitting your existing boat. So obviously I wanted them within hand's reach, but my vessel view right in the center of the screen is also a vital tool. That vessel view provides me with all of the data that I need to operate my quad powered, my quad Mercury 400s, my V10s, as effectively, or I should say as efficiently as possible. I can monitor levels of everything, voltage, liquids, temperatures, everything. And basically, it's a computer that's interacting with me, right? It's giving me warnings, things that I should worry about, if I should worry about them, all sorts of codes. Fortunately, we get very few of those. But the point I'm making is, it's like a mind of its own. So super important, especially when I'm monitoring trim and I'm monitoring fuel burn. I don't want to have to look down. I don't want to go like this. I don't want to go like this, take my eyes off the road, go like this. I want it right in front of me, where all I have to do is operate the boat very comfortably and just glance down with my eyes, and I have all of the information that I need right there in front of me. So for me, having that vessel view front and center was vital. Nowadays, a lot of the information that's on that vessel view could be found directly on your multifunction display. Certainly we have that option. Okay, we can have gauges on here, tank levels on here, and once again monitor all 4 engines seamlessly right from there. But still, I prefer to have this here. You may not want it there, but think about it. Think about where you want your control station, where you want the brains of the boat. Some guys want it out of the way. I don't even want to see it. I want as clean of a dash as possible. Other guys like that techie look and want that info right in front of them. That's what I chose. I like to keep this area nice and clean. I'm stepping up here, upper station. So I obviously took that into consideration, and that's the point I'm trying to make. Take everything into consideration. Get on the boat, stand at the wheel. How am I gonna move? What am I gonna control? What am I gonna look at? What's over my shoulder? How am I gonna operate this way? How am I gonna operate this way? I know these seem somewhat trivial, and you may be thinking that's not reality, but let me tell you, it may not be reality for you because you don't have the right equipment. Once you have a network like this, the Furuno TZT XL, there's a whole other world out there. There's a whole other world out there that you never even knew existed, between utilizing bird mode and AI technology for auto routing and all sorts of overlays on top of each other. I mean, really cool stuff, really cool. And for me, like I said, just having that ability to access everything at my fingertips, where I want it, when I need it, was vital. So wherever it is for you, you have to make that decision. I can't tell you what's best for you. Only you can decide that. Obviously, our throttle box directly to the right of the helm, okay? Our joystick piloting, where we can maneuver the boat. This also acts as our autopilot. That's right at our fingertips. Trim tab control, again, right at your fingertips. And look, doesn't it make a lot of sense to have, you're at the wheel, here's my trim, here's my throttle, okay? I can trim, I can tilt, I can do everything right here, easily, seamlessly, with less moves. That means I could focus more on the fishing, more on what's happening back here, over here, or way out there, because everything is just where it should be. So really important. My case too, look, I've got a VHF, but let's be honest with each other. VHFs are kind of nowhere near as popular as they used to be. Back in the day, we all had VHFs, and that's how we communicated. Nowadays, we all communicate on cell phones, right? That's what we do. So in turn, VHFs are just used only now when you're at a site, out of cellular range, from boat to boat, and of course in the event of an emergency. But the point I'm making is they're just not as vital, just not as utilized as they once were. So if possible, don't be afraid to have a VHF, a head unit below the helm, tucked away, with just a handheld mic coming through the dash. That's a really popular option nowadays, and you literally control the entire VHF from just the handheld little remote. Okay, really, really nice. And then this whole entire area is down below, tucked away, protected from the elements, and not in the way. It just gives you more dash space. So you'll have to consider that for yourself. Wet sounds, audio, head unit, vital. Look where it is. You know where it is? I'm gonna tell you where it is. It's right here by these two beverage holders, right where my wife sits. I thought about that too. She's the one that handles the entertainment on the boat. That wet sound system is like the lifeblood of this thing when she's on here. And let me tell you something, it's just a perfect scenario. She could be comfortable, your guests can be comfortable, have beverage holders, have total control of the audio system. You know, once again, thought about it. And again, that's really what I want to stress out of all of this. Just think about it, man. Just get on the boat that you're building, spend some time with your rep, look at that dash, think about the options. Also remember there are limitations. There are limitations in locations of transducers. There are limitations in locations of speakers, you know, of amps, of all sorts of electronic components. There are limitations on the boat because there are other fixtures and just the nature of how a boat is built. So you have to compromise, keep your mind open, okay? But don't just take what you get. Put in that time, put in the effort, design that dash where it makes the most sense for you, where it's not only does it look great, but it's as functional as it could possibly be. This is one of those scenarios where your dash needs to function. More importantly, it has to function flawlessly. Even that's more important than how it looks. So in this case, it's function over fashion, so to speak. But fortunately, especially here with a carbon Kevlar dash, these 22-inch massive touchscreen displays, that dash is just amazing. Really, certainly the most advanced, user-friendly dash I've ever had, or user-friendly equipment. And on that subject, guys, I want to just mention something. This Furuno TZT-XL network is unlike anything you've ever used before. And anyone that's ever used it, I guarantee you, I will bet my boat that anyone who is operating a Furuno TZT-XL network, that if you contact that individual and if they're utilizing that network to its fullest advantages, they will undoubtedly tell you that it is so far superior than any other equipment they've ever used on a boat. But more importantly, it's even easier to operate. Everybody's so scared to hear the name Furuno. Oh my God, I gotta go to college to learn how to use this, some special technical school. What are you talking about, dude? No, you don't. Okay, yes, there are some commercial grade products, Omni sonars, big radars, you know, different things that do require additional training to operate properly. That's not what you're putting on your boat. You're getting that technology, but you're not on a cruise ship. Speaking of which, every cruise ship, every cargo ship, every tugboat, any sort of vessel that is relying on safe passageway for its cargo or its passengers, okay? I look up there, I see Furuno. That's what I see on that boat. What do you think I want on my boat? Of course, it's a no-brainer, and I'm telling you, the system is more intuitive than it's ever been before, all right? And with these super processors, the amount of data that you're getting is second to none. That means, even if I have a smaller boat, a bay boat, a flat skiff, a single outboard powered center console, I don't care what you have. If you have room on the dash for one machine, you better make it a TZT-XL, because now you can have 6 machines. Remember, you can split screen up to 6 screens. So you like have 6 multifunction displays on your dash from one unit. And the sizes range from 10-inch to 24-inch. So there's certainly an application for everyone. More importantly, it's not only, as I mentioned, it's not only the level of the equipment that you have, but how it's laid out and the functionality of it. Get involved. You can get the templates, by the way. You can get the templates for the particular products. This is how this works. You go right up to your boat, right on the factory line, for the love of God, or wherever it is. And literally, you can lay those templates right over. You could do it digitally, of course. And there are certain design, you know, software programs that we use, for better or worse words, but nothing compares to actually standing there and going, okay, look, perfect reach, Everything's exactly where I need it to be. Exactly. That's it. Spend that time. And if you're buying a new boat, it's especially important. Even if you're retrofitting or updating an existing boat, it perhaps, you know, certainly now's the time to make those changes. Don't think that you have to accept what's there and fill in the existing holes. Absolutely not. There are companies like boatoutfitters.com. These guys are amazing. They can make a single one-off type of product. So regardless of what you have, what your dash is, what needs to be repaired or replaced, there is a company out there, Boat Outfitters, that can make it and give you a whole new dash and a whole new look and bring your boat up to speed and help you stay safer on the water. But even equally as important, you're going to be a far more successful angler.